あ、これバムですね。うん、わかる。ファン？いや別にファンではない。面白い面白い。うん。バムの試合面白い。まあ階級が合えば、バムが上げてきて、タイミングが合えば、もちろんそれは興味はあります。でも自分はバムの試合は好きですよ。
I know a lot of people want to rush you. They want to talk about the Inoue fight. They want you to look past your opponents and things of that nature. But how you prepare for this upcoming fight?
Just stay mentally locked in, mentally, physically, giving my 100% each day in the gym. So I make sure to come out here Saturday night and put on the show.
And how many weight classes you think, and by the end of your career, if you could draw it out, how many weight classes you think you could go?
Definitely 126.
126? You trying to be a full 5-division world champion?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
How many pound-for-pound fighters has Inoue beat?
No, we're talking about the lower divisions,
Answer the
man.
question,
we're talking about the lower divisions.
Answer the question.
Probably
none.
Zero.
Not even in the top 10, Barack.
So what?
Barack, you know.
I know.
I've been saying
but
it.
let's not fast forward though.
No, I want to
What makes sense right now?
I want to see ahead. Can I see ahead? Can I peek like this and see ahead? I want to see Inoue versus Bam Rodríguez. I know they're not the same weight class.
Would it be fair right now? You can't ask them to come down.
You can when it's a big fight, when it's a big money fight.
Inoue and Bam and are different when you put your eyes on them.
Nice.
The reason people wanted to see Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, well, they both demoed Hatton and Cotto, right?
Right.
But it was also when you watched them, you were watching something that was different than everyone else in the
Stood
sport.
apart.
Yes.
Bam is one of those guys, and if not for the fact that he's short with a short reach, I would take him against the monster. However, the fact is he is short with a short reach, and the monster is a lot. What do we all think about this?
He still has to prove himself at 118 pounds and 122 pounds before we can say, okay, maybe he can't.
Inoue's manager came out and we spoke about it earlier in the week that Turkey Al-Sheikh has offered up to $13 million for a fight, and y'all was talking these fights at 26, and I said, hold up, what about my boy Bam going up to 2?
You did.
And Eddie Hearn has now came out publicly and he's saying that is the fight he wants for Bam, and that he's gonna speak to His Excellency.
The big one for me would probably be Inoue against Bam Rodríguez. That's top. That's the one I want to watch.
Yeah. That's a boxing IQ at its
That's
peak.
like Pacquiao and Mayweather. Like if they would have fought in their prime, you get me? They never did. It was not in the prime. They could still make the fight happen, but it was not in the prime. Right now, Inoue against Bam Rodríguez, brother. Man, I'll pay top dollar. I'll fly to Japan, wherever. I want to watch that fight.
And you know the beautiful thing about that fight is I think we still haven't seen the best of Bam.
There's a certain look a fighter gets when they realize they basically cleared the game. It's that chilling, quiet confidence that comes from standing in the center of the Tokyo Dome, looking at 55,000 screaming fans, and knowing there isn't a single soul within 10 weight classes who can touch you. For a long time, Naoya has been that guy. The monster of boxing who felt more like a final boss than a human being. But just when we thought the division was officially empty, a new name started echoing through the halls. Jesse Bam Rodríguez didn't just ask for a seat at the table. He decided to flip the table over entirely. What started as a bold call-out has now turned into a global obsession. And for the first time in years, the monster didn't just ignore the noise. He looked directly into the camera and gave a response that has sent the entire sport into a frenzy.
Lastly, Naoya, there's a lot of talk, of course, of you fighting Bam Rodríguez in what might be the biggest fight in boxing history under featherweight. What are your thoughts on a fight with Bam?
それはもうタイミング次第です。ネギ。
The energy shifted the second Inoue finished dismantling Junto Nakatani. Going into that fight, people thought Nakatani was the one. The tall, rangy puzzle that might finally force Inoue to show weakness. Instead, we saw a masterclass in ring IQ that felt almost supernatural. He didn't just win, he neutralized an elite world champion like he was a sparring partner. By the time the final bell rang, the consensus was clear. Inoue had reached a level of greatness where his only real opponent was his own legacy. He had unified divisions and knocked out legends, leaving the boxing world wondering if there was anyone left who could actually make him sweat. That's when the whispers about a legendary slayer from San Antonio started getting much, much louder.
So this past weekend, right, we had the Naoya Inoue beat Nakatani by unanimous decision. What are your thoughts on that fight and Inoue's performance?
I like Inoue's performance. I feel like it's a great fight. You know, they both showed high level in there. You know, great chess match, and you know, I like Inoue's performance. He bit down. You know, I feel like Inoue got a lot of the first couple rounds early. He came out strong, is sharper. Nakatani started, you know, getting his groove a little bit towards the end, but overall, Inoue was the more dominant one. I liked his performance for sure.
Do you feel like Nakatani started too late? Like after the first 6 rounds, it was like, you know, posturing, feigning. They really weren't committing.
Yeah.
And I think after 6 rounds, you probably Inoue up like 4-2, 5-1, and then 7 through 10, it seemed like Nakatani was picking it up, but then Inoue closed. Is that the way you saw it as well?
Yeah, I did. Nakatani started getting his groove as soon as he was. Then, yeah, like you said, at the later rounds, Inoue stepped on that gas. So, you know, but shout out to Inoue for sure. That was a good win. Now,
A lot of people, one of my main man, Robert Garcia, right? I was with him, and his phone started like going off the hook. Everyone's calling him. They're talking about, yo, Bam Inoue next. Like, Turkey wants to, like, in January or February, I'm hearing. What are your thoughts on Bam Inoue?
Bam, one of my favorite fighters right now. He real sharp, very skillful. You know, got good power. I like to see that fight. Inoue's a little bigger than him, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Inoue's at 122, Bam at 115. So Bam's gonna fight at 118 next month against Antonio Vargas for the WBA 118 title.
Yeah.
And they want to go straight at Inoue for the next 122.
I mean, that's not a bad decision. I feel like Bam, and that 115 is small, but I think out of camp he walk around a little heavier though. So he'll be straight. You know, it's nothing too crazy.
You think it might benefit him moving up?
Possibly, yeah. He might feel stronger. You know, he already got good power, so he might even have more. You know, without that big weight cut as much. So I'm excited for that fight.
Jesse Rodríguez, known to everyone as Bam, has built a career on doing things he isn't supposed to do. While most young fighters are protected and fed easy wins, Bam has been busy hunting down giants. He's already being branded as the legendary slayer by his trainer, Robert Garcia, and for good reason.
Now, I'm sure you read all the press clippings, the big elephant in the room. You and Naoya Inoue, you have a big fight coming up. He has a very big fight coming up early next month. You want to go back down, obviously, to fulfill Undisputed, but what would happen if that fight came on the table?
I'm ready whenever. You know, that fight's been brought up just as much as Chocolatito fight back then, so if that fight was presented to me right now, I'd definitely go ahead and take it.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be a very interested observer in the fight next month.
Yeah.
One of the bigger fights in Japan, I can't even remember since when. What do you make of that fight with him and Junto Nakatani?
I think it's a great fight. I think whoever lands the first big punch definitely gonna put the other to sleep, but I mean, it's gonna be hard. I mean, that's a great fight. They're both pound for pound greats. They're both world champions, so I think this is the kind of fight that, like, whoever lands first is gonna win.
I mean, they were in action in separate fights in Riyadh last year. Nakatani was in really tough. Just squeaked by in that fight. Did you take anything away by watching those two? Did it change your perception of how the fight might play out after watching both of them in their last performances?
No, I mean, before those fights, I was favoring Inoue to win the fight. And then, like I said, those fights didn't change anything. Styles make fights. The guy Nakatani fought was nonstop pressure. I don't think Inoue has that same kind of style. So, like I said, styles make fights.
Do you think you and Inoue finally getting in there, that's a fight that will define this era in the lower weight classes?
I think so. I think me against Inoue would definitely be, if not one of the biggest fights.
He dismantled champions and made it look easy using a style that's been described as twitchy and impossible to time. But calling out Naoya Inoue is a different kind of risk. It's the kind of move that either cements you as an all-time great or ends your momentum in a heart-stopping fashion. Bam's camp isn't just confident. They're acting like they've already found the glitch in Inoue's matrix. They claim that while the world sees a monster, they see a man who hasn't been forced to deal with Bam's specific brand of angles and speed.